conference will now be recorded.
All right, guys, welcome to the last weekly watch list of the year, 2019. So let's take a look at S&P 500. So the S&P 500 was in this rising wedge. We got to our high target of 3250. We put in a topping tail reversal candle on the day Friday and sold off. Currently, we gapped up on futures and we're in between this bullish above and bearish below. So we have two options here where the market could go. So the market could either tomorrow get above 32.42 and hold it and push towards 32.50, 32.62.50 and higher, or it could pull back and lose 32.34.50 and fall to 32.24.50 and try to hold that. And if it doesn't hold that, then it goes to 3,200, and then from there, it pushes back up to that 3,300. And we continue on making new highs. Now, if we get above 32.42 and we hold it, then there's a good chance that we're going to continue on higher. Okay, so if we lose this support here from this previous high and these lows, if we lose that, then we're going to come test this support here, and if we don't bounce there, then we're going back down to 32 and then we'll bounce from there. So that's what we're looking at the S&P 500 right now. As of right now, it's holding above 32.40, but we'll see what happens in the morning. So we can't rule out the bearishness just yet. If this does hold, then this would be a higher low than this one, not this one. So we put in a low here, and then that was a lower low, and then we need to break this high here, and that's gonna confirm our bullishness. Once we break above 32.47, that will confirm our bullishness that we are going to go higher. Okay, and if we break this low here, that's going to confirm our bearishness that we're going to go lower. So watch those two levels, 32.42 and 32.34.50. Okay, indicators are mixed currently right now. RSI is below 50, DMI is red, momentum's down, stochastics are whatever on the hourly. We go to the daily, and the stochastics did cross over, so that's typically bearish. Momentum still up, RSI still up, and DMI is still up. So no bearishness on any other indicators except the stochastics. So we need to watch our levels to see 32.42 or 32.34.50. Which one's going to hold? If we stay in between, that's just chop zone. That's never good. So we either push up or we drop and then push up. So let's go into SPY. So SPY is in this daily bullish channel. It did have a bearish candle on Friday, but it did not form a dark cloud covering. It needed to close a little bit lower. It needed to close below 322.50, and then that would have been a dark cloud covering. Right now, it's just a bearish looking candle, but we're still holding this uptrend. So if we do tomorrow close below 322.50, then that will push us down to 322 and then 321.50, and then we're going to see if this support holds. If that support doesn't hold, then we'll be coming down here to this gap fill at 320.80 or 320.75. So that will be our gap fill that we would hit. Gap fill on the daily. And from there, we should bounce up and start going higher. But if we get above 323.10, then we're going to continue on higher to 324 and 325. So currently, the market is near the 323, but still in this zone here. So nothing solid yet. So above 323.10 is very bullish. Below 322.50 is bearish. In between is chop zone. You don't want to be in it. All right, let's go back to daily. And let's go to Facebook. So Facebook is looking really good. Has an inverse head and shoulders pattern. It is breaking out of that pattern. It needs to break this high to actually confirm the breakout, and then this high here to even more solidify the breakout. But right now, looking beautiful. Squeeze firing to the upside. Indicators all look great. Weekly, same thing. Inverse head and shoulders. Squeeze firing to the upside. Indicators all great. We can see we are right here at that resistance point of that sell-off here. And we try to get over there Friday, but we couldn't. Sold off, but it closed near that breakout. So do we consolidate and then fire up? Possibly. It looks good. It looks really good. I like the squeezes firing on the monthly, the weekly, and we have a squeeze firing on the daily here. And we have a bull flag formation. We do have a hanging man candle here. So we don't want to see it pull back because that's going to confirm that. And then we're going to chop around in between 205 and 205 and 208, which we don't want that. We want it above 209, and we want it to push to 210 and 213.80. Either way, long term, I'm very bullish on Facebook. It looks very good, pullback or not. If it does have a pullback, it's by the dips. So by the dips, as this one's going to 219 and higher, going into 220, 2020, it's going to be going and making its way to 245. So very bullish on Facebook. I like it a lot. It does have a gap fill here, but I don't think it gets it, but it could. Never know. We have this uptrending channel. Uptrend that's holding. So I think that it's going to hold tomorrow and maybe even push up. So I still like Facebook. I'm buying all the dips. Okay. So let's go into Visa. So Visa on our monthly chart is breaking out of this bull flag pattern. We're hitting new highs, looking good. Okay, weekly chart breaking out of this ascending triangle pattern, looking good, making new highs, as we can see in this bullish channel. Go on the daily chart, and we put on a hanging man as well, but we're still in this bullish channel. So until we break below 188.90, then we're still going to be bullish towards 191 and 194.90. So those are our targets. We think that V is going to push to at least 191, hopefully before the end of this year. So the next two trading sessions, we should see a push higher. V looks very good, has a squeeze firing off on the daily, a squeeze that wants to fire off on the weekly, and no squeeze on the monthly. What about the 4 hour? 4 hour, no, but it looks good on the 4 hour still. 1 hour, no squeeze, but looks good on the 1 hour still. So still looks good overall, all time frames. Higher time frames, it looks the best. I think it's going higher. I think it wants to get to the 200s. VL's looking awesome. So let's go to J&J. So J&J monthly chart is creating this ascending triangle pattern, and we have a nice long squeeze. The squeeze has been building for several months, and the momentum's looking up, so that's looking good. We got nice buy volume. These candles are very strong. Go to the weekly chart. We got a squeeze firing to the upside. Big strong candles looking good. So that's looking good. Once we break that 149, this should be off to the races and start running towards that 160 area. Looking at the daily, it's forming a bull flag, a very nice bull flag as well. If it pulls back to 145, then I would be buying the dips there because that's going to be touching the uptrend and also the support on the daily. So that is going to be a strong buy. You could see the sell-offs have been low volume sells. So majority of these are just buying it up because it's probably going to take off. And it's going to take off running. Looking at the hourly, looks good. Got a squeeze forming. If it hits that support, I'll be buying the dip and be taking off. But key to look at, every time the stochastic curls like this, it pushes up. Currently, the stochastics is curling like that. So I'm anticipating tomorrow we should be seeing a push in J&J. So it looks very good. I like it. I like the bull flag. J&J, I think is going to break all-time highs. It's only $2 away, not even $1.20 away. So once it breaks that, it's going to start running hard. And this is a stock that you're going to want to own. J&J is a good company. All right, so let's go to next, Tesla. Okay, so Tesla got a lot of interest in Tesla. So Tesla has this monthly bullish channel here, and we broke that bullish channel back in March of 2019, and we dropped down to this support here and then reversed, and it's just been on a rager. It just fired a monthly squeeze up, and it's heading towards the upper end of this channel, and that upper end of this channel is 505 and 516. Those are our price targets. So it broke out of a monthly bull flag, and it also hit our first target at 434.50. Our next target is 445. So our next target is 445. And then after 445, we are seeing 500 and 516. So it looks very bullish. Could there be a pullback? Yes, as you can see, these candles are getting smaller. But that doesn't mean too much. You know, it's had pullbacks 1 or 2 days or 2 weeks, and then boom, 1 or 2 weeks, and then boom. So there's a lot of news coming out on Tesla this week, and I think next week. So that news could definitely push this higher to the 500s, possibly. So watch that. And then up there, when it gets there, it's at the top of the channel. I would be taking some profits there because it might consolidate for a while or pull back. So as of right now, we put in a hanging man right at our target here at 334.57. So that was a good target. And if we see a pullback, then it's going to be buy it until we get to the 500 area, and then that's going to be a sell unless it breaks that. So let's check out TLT. Or actually, let's check out CAT first. So CAT broke out from this bull flag here, and it's just been kind of chopping, consolidating on the breakout, making higher highs, but very choppiness. Let's remove this here. It's chopping around at the weekly breakout. So it wants to break out. And if we look at the weekly here, it wants to break out. Something's preventing it from breaking out. Probably some news, probably some type of maybe the signatures on the China deal. Maybe that's preventing it. But once it goes, it's going to 157. So once it goes, it's going to move a good 9 points. So watch CAT, because CAT's going to be a big one. It's going to be a big mover. It really is. And it's getting ready. It's getting ready. It keeps gapping up and selling off, gapping up and selling off, but it keeps making higher highs and higher lows. It's not making lower lows. It's making higher highs and higher lows. And then we see here, we have another possible channel that it's in. So if it gets above here tomorrow, then that's a buy. It's going to go to 150, 153, 151, and then 153. Yeah, 150, 151, 75, and then 153, and then make its way to 155, 157. So CAT's looking good. BABA. So BABA is monthly chart. It broke out of this triangle pattern, and it's in this bullish channel. We have room to go to the upper end of the channel at 250. So we still have a lot of room on BABA. We're barely breaking out of this monthly bull flag pattern. So we got our head above there, about $8. Go on the weekly. Let's go to the weekly. And we could see that we have been making higher highs this past month straight on BABA. Now, we are in a daily rising wedge on BABA, and we're at the tip of it. And we did form a dark cloud covering. So can this pull back? Yeah, it can pull back, maybe fill some gaps that it had. It could definitely pull back, and if it pulls back and it gets back under 211, this could pull back to 200. It could definitely pull back here, and that would be a strong buy. But if it pulls back and it holds 211, that's a strong buy as well, because it'll be back test and confirm, and then it'll shoot up towards that 231 area. So something to consider, if we get above 218, then this is very bullish for BABA, and it's going to continue going towards that 231.71 area. So that one's going to be an interesting one. That's going to make a big move either up or down. All right, UNH, let's take a look at UNH. So UNH on the monthly, we're breaking out of this pattern. It hit the support here, and then we're pushing. We broke all-time highs, and we closed above. Let's look at the weekly. So the weekly, we closed above here 2 weeks in a row. And hit 300 and sold off, but we're still maintaining this bullish channel. Let's go to the daily, and we can see that channel very nicely. So we're consolidating sideways, and we're getting close to that end of the channel here. And once we hit that channel, we should push up nicely, because every time it hits that channel, it pushes up, hits that channel, it pushes up, hits that channel, most likely it's going to push up. So tomorrow or Tuesday, it should hit that channel, and then it should push up. If it doesn't, if it pulls back, then it should hold 290 and then push up from there. If not, it comes down to 283 and fills these gaps and then pushes up. But UNH, very, very bullish. Very, very bullish on UNH. All right, let's go with NVDA. NVIDIA. Here we go. So NVIDIA, so on our monthly, we could see that it made a W pattern here, 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 and now it is pushing. And I anticipate NVIDIA going back to all-time highs and even breaking them and hitting 300. I think NVIDIA will hit 300 and more. It will hit 300 and more. So it has a lot of potential. It's at 236 right now. I think that it has room to go to 300 into 2020. It's going to form that W pattern, and it's going to continue on pushing. On the weekly, we see that W pattern a lot better, and it's going to push on, and it's going to break 300. It's going to at least hit 290. So you have lots of room for NVIDIA. So stay bullish on this. We're in this daily channel here, and we're hitting the upper end of that channel, but we're also in this other daily channel, and we're hitting the bottom end of that channel. So this is like when two worlds collide, right? It's which world is going to take over? Is the weekly channel going to maintain and this is going to pull back, or this is going to consolidate sideways until it has more room to push up? Or is this channel here on the daily going to hold and it's going to break out of this channel? If we're going to be maintaining bullishness on the market, then this is going to break above the channel and it's going to continue higher to 250. If not, then it's going to go sideways and it's until it makes room, and then it's going to push up. But you're going to watch this. If it holds 237, which is currently below right now, I think it just wanted to gap fill this here. Let's go on the hourly. So right now it is below that support. If it gets back above that support, that's a buy, because it's going to be also above that channel. And this one's going to be heading towards 250, 245, and then 250. So watch NVIDIA. If not, it could pull back to 230, but most likely it just consolidates sideways. Get some water. Okay, now we can look at TLT. So TLT, looking at our monthly, it's in this channel, and every time it hits this upper end of the channel, it sells off, and we hit that upper end of the channel and it's selling off. Big sell volume on the sell-offs. We're still holding support levels, so we can't say that this is going to fall back down just yet, but it's looking like it. The sell volumes are pretty big. Looking at our weekly, one thing I didn't like about this is I see this is a bullish Harami. So we had a bullish Harami here and it popped up, and then we have a bullish Harami here. This could pop up. We do have momentum down. Indicators are all bearish, but we do have that bullish Harami at that weekly support. So that is something I didn't like. And then also what I didn't like was we broke down below the weekly support, but then consolidated. And then we had some good volume come in at the end of the week on TLT, push it up above the support of the weekly. And now it's kind of in this limbo below this uptrend and above the weekly support. So it broke this downtrend here. So it broke that downtrend. So now it's like, what is it going to do? Is it going to get back above and try to get above 139 again? Or is it going to just sell off and this was all pointless and it's going to get back below and head towards 134.75. I don't know. 50 crossed over the 100-day. That's bearish. That's called a death cross. That's bearish. We have gap here, so we could, gap fill or consolidate and just chop around until this decides that it wants to sell off, because I'm anticipating that it does want to sell off. But it just started this little, let's see here, and not really, doesn't look too good. Doesn't look too good. So TLT is kind of like in limbo. It could pop up, it could pop down, could go sideways. It's not looking really solid for a setup just yet. All right, and then we have TNX. So TNX, I've been saying when we get above 19, that's very, very bullish for the market. And you have seen how the market's been extremely bullish, and we've been above 19 for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days. So it was very bullish for the market, except Friday when the market sold off. This gap down and sold off. So that was very weak for the market. Now we need to get above 1882 and then get back above 19, and that'd be very bullish for the market again. If the market is weak and this is weak, then this is going to come down to 1840 and consolidate in here before popping up again when the market wants to be bullish again. All right. So guys, I have went over several different stocks. I hope this is all educational for you guys. Be cautious, because we're in the caution zone. TNX is also below 19, so that's the caution as well. ES is, it put in that topping tail, but if we don't get a confirmation below 32.34, this was pointless. It was just a shakeout, and it's going to go higher. If we get above that 32.42 and hold it, then we're going to 32.50 and 32.60 and 32.70. Now, if we do get below 34.50, then we're going to be going down to 3,224.50, and then 32.01, which was going to be a buy. Then we're going to head to that 3,300. So if this continues higher, then it's still by the dip. And this thing does not want to give up. So be cautious, be hedged, and trade safe. The end of the year, don't go too crazy. Wait till the new year, and I'm sure they're gonna, provide plenty of rallies. There's so many opportunities out there. Just be patient. Don't try to make $1 million all in one day. All right. All right, guys. Hope you enjoyed the watch list. Have a good night.
This conference will now be recorded.
And Happy New Year. Sorry about that. All right. Have a good night.